Okay, so first of all, thank you for having me here. I am not a technical profile, although I started programming and designing. So yes, I have a long past, but not, I am a business person. So when Tony asked me to do a presentation about monetization, I said, what exactly do you want me to do? You know? So you're going to see what the presentation is about, but it's going to be a little bit more of a chat from a nanny telling old stories. And this is me, okay? So it's just some examples of real life. And I'm going to talk about the word monetization itself, which I hate profoundly. And you're going to see why. And it has to do, I really like the presentation from Oleg, because he was relating to that too at the end of the day. So let's start. Whoops. What happened here? I don't know why it's not moving now. So yes, it matters. They say monetization is turning a product, a service, audience, or activity into revenue. So it sounds good. What is the wrong part here? And it's on the screen, kind of. It's not that, it's a mystery. For me, the concept of monetization has one problem, and Oleg referred to it. It's product oriented. What does it mean? I build a product, I have all my passion in this thing. I don't know many times for whom, how much are they going to buy for it? Is it the income going to be greater than my costs? How much time is it going to take until I earn any money? So monetization feels like I have a product. Now let's see if I make money with it. And for me, being a business person, it starts exactly the other way around. So the product is necessary. The quality of the product is necessary. Is it enough? No. I've seen great products fail completely because producing them is so expensive that no one would pay for them because it's not solving a problem that is big enough to pay for. So we have to start switching a little bit. And that's why it's so interesting, Oleg's presentation. It was really good. It's a pity that he left because I really liked it. Because he said, I don't care if you like your product, he said. I don't care if you're passionate about your product. I'm in a business. And that's the important part. He was a little bit too harsh, but it's important to care about your model, the economics behind it, okay? That's the first point. And many times what happens, it starts with a passion, and then you see on Instagram, follow your passion. Convert your passion into your business. It's true, but is it a hobby or is it a business? So make sure it's not going to be a hobby, because as a side hustle is okay, and if it brings every month 500 euros extra, you're going to be happy, but you won't live from it. So I'm not going to be a little bit harsh too. He was the dad, I'm the mom tonight. So I'm going to talk about business, not about monetization. And that's why is the explanation, I guess, why I'm here, although we haven't talked about it with Tony. So let's go with the examples. For you to know a little bit about me, I started programming and designing because I was in consulting and everyone starts doing that, at least in my times. I'm so happy that I see women here because back then it was barely any of us out there, you know. I'm talking the 90s. So imagine, you know, we had the hair like this. It was a different time. But no, I've been running companies in different industries, advising companies in different industries. So you're going to see very different examples. I just brought three. I chose three that have a high technology component, okay, to it. I hope that relates a little bit better with the audience, with all of you. There we go. It's the first time I use AI too, as you can see. I didn't have the time to put it together myself. Here we go. So, of course, I'm not sharing the name of the company. We're going to call this company Einstein. Why? They are actually an AI services company, incredibly innovative, passionate. Three guys come out of the technical school and put together a business. And we know how to do things that nobody knows how to do. So they started, they're pretty successful. They started 5 years ago in Spain. Not many people talked about AI. So they barely had to sell. People were buying from them. And they grew aggressively. What happened? It came to a point when I come in of this situation. They were already 5 years old. Their reputation was great. It's one of the few companies In that area of Spain, well known, they're invited to share their knowledge in places like this. They are teaching in universities. So their reputation, they are gaining innovation awards. So they're great. And they still grow. What happens? The products are obsolete. Oh, surprise, surprise. AI is changing a lot. They do projects using this agile methodology ad hoc per customers, but don't reuse much. They have a high employee turnover. Oh, AI is here. Everybody wants their guys. Why? They're the experts. And everybody knows because they are on LinkedIn all the time with all the awards. So their team is living. There's a huge dissatisfaction because it feels that the more they grow, the more disorganized they get. And the more they grow, the more money they lose, which seems to be counterintuitive. Why are we losing so much money? If we are the experts and we are growing, but we lose and lose. And it comes to a point when they call me, they have a big debt. No cash to hire the new talents because now they want to earn more money. Where do I get the money from? So I have no money. I have customers more and more demanding because at the beginning, customers didn't know anything about AI. I could tell them anything. But now they start knowing something. My people is leaving and my pockets are empty. What shall we do? And I'm going to ask you, oh, smart room of people, what are you going to do? So we need more people in sales to grow that know how to sell. We reorganize and adjust our methodology and see if we can do projects a little bit more profitable. Not sexy. 3, we define and adjust the pricing of the services. Maybe it's too cheap. These people should pay more. Who knows? How many years has been this kind of business around? Who knows how much this should be priced for? So should we hire a financial guy? Maybe he knows how to negotiate with the banks, how to restructure this debt. Or maybe an HR director. We never thought about it because we're such nice guys. We have a close relationship with our programmers, with our analysts, with our... Yes, but now we're almost 30. 2 are in the other corner of Spain. 1 is working from Argentina, 3 from Poland. We can't go have a beer after, at the end of the day anymore. How are we managing this remote team? Let's replace the CEO altogether. Crap, very bad CEO. Because I was hired by the board, the people that put the money at the beginning. And they said, go have a look. So he cannot be the CEO. He's really bad at what he does. None of the above. Did we do something different? Some of the above. So I'll let you decide. What do we do? Please help me.
Some of the above, there are several points.
Exactly. Which ones do you like? Your kingdom person.
Like the salesperson part, because probably they are just technical, and reorganize in terms of pricing and the methodology would be good because.
So you like 1, 2, and 3.
But the one
and 3.
The one probably is the first.
Is the first, but the more they grow, the more money they lose. So what are you going to do? Are you going to grow even faster?
Probably the team is underutilized. It is utilized on the products which are not bringing money, so the salesperson might find the right clients. This is my opinion.
Maybe. What do you want to do?
I will do the 4 and 5. I will hire a financial officer and.
What happened to the screen?
Screensaver probably.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we're going to have this often then. Here we go.
And
I thought it was a machine.
hire a child to improve the visual effect.
You have no money. You need to make money first. That is a good point. We might do that.
We actually find the problem where the money goes.
Yeah?
And then we solve the problem.
Yeah?
After we know what it is. I mean,
How would you find out where the money goes? What is this company doing?
that's what we need to find out. You need to take what the statements of what goes in, what goes out, what we sell, whatever your.
You're the financial guy we're going to hire. So, what are they doing? What is this business about? which is so innovative.
The AI.
But what do they do? Because I'm old, they're consultants. It's so old, this business. Welcome. Most of the business are already invented with a different technology, but it's already invented. So what is the main cost?
Salary.
Yes, it's just people. And they don't have the money guy and the people guy. Interesting. So I really summarize because we work like crazy in these situations, but I summarize a lot. We do a two-step thing. You will see it's always two steps. Why? At least when I collaborate with companies, because you have such a long list of things you can do, you have to do. You never have enough money for it or time. So strategy is always the sacrifice you do. You wait for some things that you know you need, but you can't pay. So you have to choose. It's like a family. Okay. So what did we do first? Why did we reorganize and adjust the methodology? Agile is so trendy. Why did we do that? They just do projects. That's what they do the whole day. And we want to find out. What was your name? Sorry. And then, yeah, Dan. Yeah. And as you said, where is the money going? So we had all these ceremonies. In a company of 22 people, every project had every morning a meeting with 6 people because it's a ceremony. So that means that a third of the company, or a third company, was meeting every morning. So it's very good agile. When is agile good? When you have to discover, you don't know where you go. Customers give you this brief, they know for when they want it and which are the phases they want to be delivered. Why do you need so many ceremonies? You need follow-ups. It's such a traditional business. Very traditional. Don't let the letters AI make you think it's a different business. It's still, as he said, consulting business, delivering services, understanding the customers, understanding the brief. So we did that. We reviewed also. You said, who was the sales? You were the sales. Yes. What are you selling? Because when they started, they were supposed to sell AI products. And they were organized around products. That's why they had all these agile teams developing products. What was the client buying? What were the clients buying? Services. Because every customer, they had big B2B customers. Every customer has a different production process, has a different sales process. So they were embedding AI in the pure business processes. So yes, you can reuse models, but the product itself never plugged in. That's the thing. The price. The price. They were engineers, not business people. How did they calculate the price? We spent so many hours, put a 40% margin in, and this is the price. What is wrong about it?
The value is not considered.
Hmm?
The value is not in the equation.
The value is not in the equation, and it's a technology, although you know a lot about, is still not proven. You don't have such a long experience in this project, so most of them deviate. So the 40% went into 2010, and the customers were willing to pay outrageous amount of money. You always start with the prices up in a high value market. You were the beginners, you were the innovators, the leaders in your market. Why are you charging the margins of software companies when they are 10 years old? But they didn't know. Like Oleg said, you don't have enough experience. You see the data and they don't say anything to you. You can compare it to anything. Why don't you ask people that do services in consulting and tell them what margins they have? Because the margins are 40% after a long period of time. But at the beginning, no one is doing what you do. You can charge whatever you want. Why it is important? Because at the beginning, there are so many uncertainties. You make a lot of cash for what happens to invest in growth, to buy growth. So yes, you were all a little bit right. After 6 months, the HR guy, and the finance guy came. He was a guy from the board that worked for free the first 3 months. Because remember, we didn't have any money. We were still doing this and trying to find money from every corner. And the CFO guy, he really believed in the business. So what did we do? We made him fall in love with our vision. So he worked for love, which is also important in business. Love still exists. So he was passionate and he started working a few hours. I'm happy to tell you that after 9 months, he was hired full time. Although he felt he didn't need to work anymore. It's one of those guys, nasty guys. They don't need to work anymore. But not like us. But now he's full time and committed. He's second youth. He's living his second youth. What do we do after 6 months? Now we have the money. Let's bring the HR person in. Let's grow the sales team. Why now is the moment for the sales team and not before? We know what we sell and at what price. And we know that when we deliver, we actually earn money. Because growing when you lose money doesn't make any sense if you're a services company. So be careful, because growth is not always good. Growth is good at the right moment. You have to wait for the moment where you know that your product is profitable. It's better to lose little at the beginning and test it and then explode. And they didn't think that. Okay. So what did we achieve? Okay, we doubled revenue. We had positive financials. So they were red numbers. After 6 months, we were already on black. So good, asking for favors. You are a finance guy, experience. Why don't you work for free? This is so beautiful, We did all those things. So what was this business about? Knowing what business you're in. And the people that is buying from you, what do they really want? And how much are they willing to pay for it? That was the key, which seems to be very obvious. But it's the key thing they didn't know. Okay? So, you are very smart. You solved it. Let's go for the next. Completely different industry. A lot of technology, although you might not think about it because they don't have many pure IT. They have 2 guys. The rest are from the dentist industry and medical people. And they do high precision implants, which has a part of medical product with materials engineering and has a part of digital work where they have a relationship through our website with all the dentists, and they design the surgery to the high precision point. They can even predict the behavior of the different masses in the mouth. So they've achieved a rejection, because I don't know if you know, but after 6 months, there is many cases in which there is rejection of the implant in the mouth. They've achieved to have a rejection under 2%, and there are over 4,500 cases already. So there is a statistic behind it, and they've measured, and they know. So they're very good. The product is outstanding. Actually, it's been awarded one of the best products from last year in the dentist industry. They are not gold smiles, of course. But what is happening? Again, 5 years. There's a pattern. We're going to talk about it later. Again, 5 years, and they call me. The board calls me. And they say, well, 5 years, our product is, everyone that sees our products or come to a surgery, they admire what we've done. Very innovative. Wow, this is so good. Barely anyone knows them. They know them in the region. They know them in very specialized dental high-tech environments, universities, this type of people. 1 year before I came, they said, no problem, we're not good selling, that's for sure. Let's reach 3 big agreements with big distributors of other medical products for the dentists in Spain. Okay, now it's easy. Product is good, they know how to sell, and they reach every dentist in Spain. Done. Huge effort in training their sales teams. Why? Very sophisticated, highly technological product. And they sell anesthesia by bulk. It was a challenge, huge training. Sales? Well, I won't be bad. It wasn't 0. I think it was maybe 25, 30 cases in 1 year, 3 agreements, nationwide. What's happening? Is the product really not that good? What's happening when the fifth year comes? Yes. Oh, I can tell you the teeth are falling like crazy. Only in Spain, every year, 27,000 implants are implant surgery are done. 27,000. We don't even need what? 10% of the market, 5%. Actually, we calculated we need 1.1% of market share to be profitable. And how much do we have? 0.000. So it's a lot of people.
They sell to the people or
To the dentist. But dentists, there are many dentists. There are 43,000 dentists in Spain. I don't put the numbers on the screens, but we know the numbers. For me, analytics is given. No business, no analytics, no business. I couldn't agree more with Oleg. So 43,000 people. It's like there's a dentist in every corner. They're everywhere. In every little village, you have one dentist at least. You know, so.
To better understand the case, you say there is a huge statistics which ensured that we have just 2% rejection rate.
Yeah, they're 4,500.
Yes, from
Where it came?
If it is
They
not
have, where was the product born? The mother of one of the founders has a clinic. So she came with the idea, but she was not good technologically. So she performed all the cases while they were learning and improving. So they had a lab, which is it's a clinic that does this and everything else you could find in a dentist clinic. So they know because they've been testing how many years? Many years. But they do it, but it's not their product, what they're selling. Yes, they're selling, but it's just one shop. And they've been doing an evolution. This doesn't scale from one shop. You need the 46,000 guys out there, at least a part of them. Yes?
Just to understand the context, it was a private company or it was some open which is trades on. The CEO was the owner of the company or it was the co-owner or how it.
You mean the founder?
Yeah.
The guy that is CEO is one of the owners. It's actually a son of one of the owners. So he has little shares. There are several owners. One of them being a very technology savvy guy because he used to have a technology startup which he sold to Microsoft. So he is a pretty wealthy guy and very smart. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have put the next time I know. So yes, he is in the business. And yes, we're in the first part, but I refer to you because they are passionate about the product again. But this is the situation, and the funds are running out because the funds don't only come from the founders. They have other investors in the board that put money in the beginning because they survived 5 years with no sales. Amazing. But the money was running off, and last July they were about to close. We're gone. Wonderful product. Like many others, dead. Like the beta video, it was the best and it died. So they come in. What did we do? Here are the experts, please. We signed more agreements with international distributors or different type of distribution. We studied the customer, who is really the dentist that is going to buy from us. Because this is not like an app that you can put up in a store and you don't know who you sell to because you cannot segment. Here we can choose. We don't have the resources to go to every dentist in Spain, in every corner. So who are we going to sell this to, really? Are we going to build a marketing capability so that someone knows our brand, which is so fancy because they spent money in design with a designer for the brand. They have all that stuff. So they have a brand. Are we going to automate operations for scalability and quality?
And you forgot about hire salespeople in point 3. It is.
Oh yeah, very important. The salespeople. I thought I had it in a different point. I didn't remember anymore at this time of the year. Should we lower the price? Maybe it's too expensive. Do we find new investors? We change the CEO. He's really bad. We go back. He's bad. Let's change him. None of the above, some of the above. So,
Probably the customers again, if we take the lessons learned from the first case.
good. You're improving.
And maybe, I know you said that they designed their brand, but obviously there's still poor brand recognition, so they're doing something wrong over there. So maybe branding
Yeah,
themselves?
should be about marketing actually. Because you say they have their power, the power of their mind. Yeah, they would like to. They should spread what they bring into the product, just on right.
Whatever, yes.
Online. So
That's a good idea. What? Sorry. Oh no. Now you know the solution. It's going.
There's another is looks great.
Yes.
Yeah, the story about
Yeah.
did it with their mother who knows the technology, and the guys. I'm sure they did a great product as it is, but sales and marketing, yeah, and sales should be really expert sales. So that's it.
That's it. Just with the sales and marketing you do.
Oh, can it be that we are actually selling not to the actual person who buys? So it is frequent that we do not, for example, need to sell to the CEO, but we need to sell to the specific workers. So maybe we were targeting the owners of the clinics, and we need to target the doctors themselves. So
That could be, but not in this case, because many clinics are small. You go in, you find everyone. The owner, actually the dentist and the owner many times are the same. At least in Spain, there are many small ones, but there are also big chains, which is true. And now we're going to speak about it.
But in the dental clinic, your salespersons is actually doctors that are speaking with the customers, because you need to understand that the money making, like the money flow, it starts from the customer of the dental clinic. So if the doctor will still working use like the old, if the doctor is old-fashioned, he wouldn't use your technology, high technology solutions. And
You will be surprised then when I give you the data.
yeah.
Yes, but it goes about the data.
So see the one happening, I think, or the second is gonna happen, the study actually customers and see who they can sell, or find an investor that has a network and it's going to he knows the product about the
What we call an operational investor, an investor that adds to the operations of the business, not just the money. That could be it.
As a CEO of the company, I see.
We fire him? You mean you have to fire him? No.
Definitely CEO.
Oleg is firing the CEO.
And then go to point 2 and 3.
Just fire him. But who's going to do all this? You?
Definitely.
Of course. Done? Oh, no, done. The line of. Sorry.
Points is one, inside the customer, and second, lower the price, because we already said that we have the product on the dentists. So the problem is the people they are going to get the implants. So if
No, we don't have them in the dentist. The dentists are not buying yet.
We just said that the three companies that actually put the product out to the dentists.
Yes, they are showing.
So
And you mean the problem, the barrier they're having is price.
So maybe the problem is that the customers don't choose the product. So maybe they need to start a competition, see what they do differently. Because the people are going to get the implants, they need it. So maybe if they don't get it from you, they're going to get it from someone else. So what are they doing comparing? So
First of all, what is the competition? The competition actually doesn't have exactly the same product, but it's true. There are alternatives, ways of doing this, and the consumer would not distinguish, because I'm not a doctor, so what I do is I trust my dentist. Whatever you say is good for me, I'm going to do.
Yeah, but if one product is 10,000 and another is 100,
Dentists never suggest different products for this. They just suggest what they are expert of.
Lowering the price is the way to know no business.
Oh, you can discuss it. I don't not do the presentation anymore.
My friend, as I come from retail business.
This is a retail business, exactly.
And lowering the price will help you in 0.000% of cases. low in price is the most
Speed up
significant
death.
mistake of any business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you also that before we go, they tried and it didn't work. That was before me. I have the same idea in you. No, if you're a high value product, your price tells the market you're a high value product. You have to raise the price. Exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
I was saying,
Yep. Go ahead.
forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was too long. So let's go. Oh, we have someone there.
I will do number 2, but keeping in mind that, like, in a certain sense, the customers are the dentists, not the people that you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, how do I convince the dentist what the dentist needs to buy to suggest the product to the
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Oh, remember.
every time I touch, it moves where it wants. Oh, now you remembered.
Yeah.
I was gonna go for the solution, but we're gonna wait.
What if we offer training to the product to the dentist?
What do you offer to the dentist?
Free training to the product.
Free training.
It's not actually. You can get what budgets into the some showcases just in.
Yeah. Actually, we did many things. Again,
Just fuel for sales team. If your sales team is bullshit, then marketing will not help.
nope. That's right. There we go. So we did many things. Actually, I didn't put the club, but we did the club too. The club for the community of Bike Ride. We keep them an ongoing training. And now they're so proud of being with the product that they put the sticker in the front of the clinic. That's what we're doing. We started in a small zone to see if it works. Why? Because you have the most innovative product in the market. But yes, you are right. We started to do marketing. I looked around and I said, oh, board said, you have to work on the growth. I came into the company and I said, where's the marketing guy? We just fired him. And where's the sales team? We don't have sales people. Good. Can we hire? No, we have no money. Good. Thank you for calling me, This is where I come in. There is a pattern. Before I go into the solution, there is a pattern with startups, at least in my experience. And I've been a startupper myself. And same as you, sometimes we did it right. And sometimes I failed completely. We just had to close. And I lost money. So, but there is a passion. There is a passion behind the beginning. And you're, most of the time, even when you're a business person, so in love with your product. And you come out and you go on, and you, in your mind, you have a dream that everything is going to come into place because you're working so hard that you deserve it. But then the 5th year comes and typically something happens. Either you disappear or you're struggling either with growth, with profitability, or with both. There is a pattern. I can tell you it happens so often that if you ever start up, don't wait till year 4 or 5. Year 3, call someone in to look it from the outside. That is not you who is so in love, to really give you the data, to really assess you, okay? Doesn't have to be. So what did we do? First, who buys this? What was the idea of our experts, super, super innovative dentists in the team? That the high technological dentists would buy this. That's where they were going. And they told their distributors, go to these dentists. Success? 0. Why? They already feel they are the experts of what they do. Do they need you? No. They are the good ones in the market, so they don't have a rejection rate of the implants. And then we went to interview 2 customers because we sold 100. Let's go. And yes, it's not a statistic, but we went there. We identify the typical clinics. I don't know if you know what the typical buyer persona plus, taxonomy would be, but you have the high technological, then you have the spa clinics. I don't know if you've seen them. You come in, the water has cucumber in it. The music is, it seems like you're going to have a facial treatment or whatever, but it's a dentist clinic. Then you have the little clinic from a little town or from the little neighborhood in the city. He's been working there forever and his son joined him or his daughter joined him, and it's typically a small family business. Then you have the chains. Big ones, typically tied to insurances many times, but big chains, clinics, production, productivity, one in each city. That's what you have. So we went to our best customer. That wasn't our own clinic, which was the best customer. So where was he located? little village, over an hour and a half away of Barcelona. He knew he wasn't good at surgery, and suddenly he could offer the product that is most expensive in the catalog without facing demands, without risks. So he said, I'm going to start and I'm going to try. He tested. He said, wow, everyone is so happy with my services that now they're recommending in the whole area. He took the shop next door. He made it bigger. He put the brand at the door, and he's selling more than ever. He loves us. What is he doing now? Not one implant, even the most simple one, is not done with our technology. So who are the people we solve the problem to? Not the experts, the newbies, or the old guys. They never learned the new technologies. The new dentists are learning, but not these ones, the younger ones. So how many of them are they in Spain of the 46,000?
10%. 25,000.
Half the country is like that. I don't know in your countries, but in our country, the dentist is typically, someone that's been there around for a while. Because you don't really go to the newbie, because who knows? Yes, you go for a cleaning, but you don't go for an implant. That hurts. So we are lucky. There's so many of us out there. Let's go. And then it started growing, Then yes, we had to look for more investors. No money. We had to close. More investors came in. We sold them a different vision. That's what was different. They came in with the money, and we were lucky to have this techie guy because he's done this many times and he finds money really quick, which is really good. We built the marketing capacity. After 6 months, yes, we started hiring the salespeople because we knew to whom they had to sell, what prices. We actually, that didn't say here, we simplified the portfolio. They had all these combinations of what you could have, service 1 plus service 2 plus 3 options, 3 prices. This customer, go. And that was it. And marketing did 2 things. Is working on the branding, yes. Is also working on the engagement and the loyalty of the dentists. So we have a club with webinars. We have the Ask the Expert. The team, you would imagine there's many people. It's 15 people there. Ask the Expert. So they ask directly, and then once a week, they're like influencers now. They sit in front of the camera. They have dentists connecting from all over Spain, asking them things from that surgery, from that day. How would they do? So we're building a community around it. It's still small, but revenue double. We came from nothing. That was easy. But growth now is not going like this. It's going like this. What is important is the difference in the curve. So the data again, okay? Not yet in break-even. We're not there yet. Not enough time. This is pretty recent. I'm still collaborating with them. So not so good results. So again, who buys? Why do they buy? Because your product is really great, but not for everyone. And you don't need to, not everyone needs to love you. You just need enough people to love you to be able to pay what you need them to pay for. And that's it. Okay? And that my third question. And do they even know you? At the end of the day, even digital businesses like this ones, because now they sell a part of it also remotely. At the end of the day, on the internet or on offline, you need to be on the highway where your customers are. If your customers on the main street of the village, you want to have your shop in the main street, in that street. But for that, you need to know who's your customer and what is the street they go to buy to. And there's where you have to be. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be where you have to be, okay? Last case, because it's late. I call it the beachy business. Why? This company, the decision was, should we close altogether or should we fight? Why? What happened? We have a multinational tech firm in Spain, and they have this business unit that works with hospitality, and they've developed the vertical solution for hospitality on SAP technology, unique in the world. I don't know if you know, SAP is really bad in doing verticals in businesses where Many companies are small and all different among them because it's a German product. It's all about standardizing, you know? So not very good at that. But then these Spanish guys is a country that lives from tourism mainly. They know something about hospitality and they build this wonderful product. And they get to have customers in Spain, in the Caribbean, in Asia even. And when I left, even in the US we were. So what did they do? They had this vertical solution. Every customer they would go, as they are all so different, they customize the solution. But then they were all happy. The leader is tempted by a big four. He leaves. 40 people follow him, the key people in the team. This is real life. Real life is always harder than what you see on the films. This is what happened. 40 people. And that was the first bulk. Afterwards, one here, two there, someone that left to other company, and then from there to the, and we could see their team growing and growing. The product started to be very unstable. Who was maintaining it? A few juniors, someone that was loyal to the brand, to the tech company, alone with working 17 hours a day, tired like crazy. Client complaints. When I come in, rumors were that the clients were associating to demand the company, to put file against the company. So, and sales stopped. Because hospitality, I thought they seen in Spain, they all compete, but they're all friends. It's all family businesses. So they've known each other, they marry among each other, between each other. So the word starts spreading. Sales go silent, not less, almost zero. And you still have people there, and you have a product, you have customers complaining, stopping to pay you. And SAP, who was so proud to have a vertical, and I gave you, because you need to sell a product that is based on SAP as a product, SAP goes through many, many controls of the product and so on. You have to do it every day and every year and renew it to give you the certification that you can put on your slides and on your sales. SAP product, SAP product. So SAP flew in and said, you're dead. So we gathered. Back then, I wasn't running the business unit. I was the business development director and strategy and business development director for all the industry and consumer markets of this tech company. But then this happened. And they said, someone has to go there, fix this. Is it really worth, or do we just sell whatever we have left of the product to these other big four and they do whatever they want with it? Why? Because there was a huge risk. Lawsuits is not only against the business unit of hospitality, the rest of the business will be harmed by it. So the risk was huge. Everyone was involved. All top management was involved in the decision. So what did we do? Review the product roadmap and regain credibility. Diversify products and solutions portfolio. Stabilize existing product and AMS. AMS is application management services. The place where the customers were calling and ticketing. Reorganize the team. Incorporate SAP specialists from the generalist team in the tech company. Reduce the prices for the current clients because they were complaining during a time. Seek new markets. We're burned out. Let's find money somewhere else. Change the business unit leader. Negotiate with the department leader. So, because at the end of the day, he knows the customers. He was the one that created the business unit and he left. He's a traitor. His father is a politician. I won't say more. I'm not going to say more. It runs in the family. So none of the above, some of the above. And I studied with him. He was in my classroom. That's why I can criticize him. We're good friends, actually. So none of the above, some of the above. Yes.
You what to do, what should be the product. It should be not so much time. Currently, we
I will tell you the story then now.
Okay, I understand. I'm a CTO, so.
That's why. Yes,
But actually, if they know what to do,
many CTOs hate SAP, but But, and the users hate it at the beginning, but then they fall so in love they don't want it, they can't live without them. Yes. So, Dan, you're hired. No CFO to be hired.
So I was thinking maybe we do first we reorganize the team because our team is leaving us. So we need to reorganize them and then put priority on that. Secondly and thirdly, we need to organize our products so the clients don't complain and don't go the shit out of us. And we need to hire the people that left. We actually need to hire the new ones, the specialists, to actually cover the team because the big ones left. So I think the best course.
They're better paid now.
What?
They're better paid if they got a car. So, who else? What about you? Oh, here, we have another.
I would say something similar, but I'll also add that we also need to review the product that we currently have to see what are the complaints we're getting. Because we might have complaints that are for something completely different than what we could change. So, what do I mean by that? Let's say some people started complaining about the quality. Maybe we can check the quality for a little bit and raise the price like you said before and increase the quality. That way they get a perspective that the product is now of much higher value than it was before. We just nudged it up a little bit in the one direction and on the other direction at the same time. That way they get a new impression that, oh, they're doing something, oh, it's a lot better than it was before, but it's just their perspective that they think it got a lot better, but it just got just a little bit better.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and I see faces saying yes. So do we agree? Yeah, I see. Why do you think the product is important? There is a big difference between this case and the previous one. It's two different phases. In the other one, we were still, our main is acquire customers. We already have the customers. All the big hospitality companies in Spain have this product. And you're right, SAP is so expensive. The target is not the small one, it's the big ones. That's why you go to the Caribbean or you go to Asia, because it's where the big players are. What is another difference here? This is a business unit, not a standalone business. You have friends. You can ask for help, even. Yep. Okay, then. Let's see what we did. And again, we did many things. Just summarizing. Yeah, change the leader was obvious. There was no leader. They were alone, on their own, until top management made the decision. These poor people were alone for a few months. So until I was officially appointed, they were pretty much alone. The difference was that from all the industry and consumer markets, top management, I was the only one living in Barcelona, residing in Barcelona, and the team was in Barcelona, the bulk. Why? Because I don't know if you know, but the Barcelona region, Catalonia, is the one that receives the highest number of tourists. People think it's the islands, but no, it's Catalonia because it has the beaches and it has the city. So yeah, they knew about it. Another thing we did, and it goes in line of what you said. We review the product, we stabilize the product, we ask for help. Because at the end of the day, it's the people that is there, even if they're juniors, they've been there, some of them were there, or not so juniors, some of them were seniors, 8, 10 years. Let's support the people that stayed. The people that stayed deserved support. So we asked for help. We didn't replace them, we asked for help. Which meant we had to teach the SAP guys that come from finance, FI, CO, SD, all these modules, fancy modules of SAP. But at the end of the day, hospitality, sales, it does the same thing, invoices, gets money. So yes, we asked for help. Yes, we hired 2 industry experts. I had an advantage. I have to confess. My family had a little hotel in Mallorca back in time, so that helps. But yes, we did that first. And yes, I didn't put it here. We face the customers. I went to every meeting to be shouted at. It wasn't just polite, because they were complaining for so many months that they were not even well behaved anymore. And I came in, not a technology person whatsoever. Who are you? You just arrived to this industry. What are you going to tell me? You're going to lie to me. That was the expectation. So first of all that, second the team. So it was a lot about the people actually at the beginning. Our people and the customers. We had to rebuild trust in both sides and redo the product. What did we do after 6 months? It was stabilized. We were doing better. We were having some money come in from different sources. Oh, we knew how to do more things. Why? We're part of a multinational company with 45,000 employees. We are not just us. It's us with all of them, and they know how to do things. We actually sat down with the guy that left. Why? In Spanish, we have a word, I don't know if it exists in English. You can cooperate or compete, but we say you can co-opete, which means with someone that is your competitor, you can always collaborate because you understand you're in the same business. So we sat down. Why did we do that? We needed each other. Yeah.
So I would say, because both of you are in the same industry, if the industry is going down here, you both need to work on how to fix the issue. That way you both can start making money, and then once you're stabilized, then you can start competing as to how who can make more money. That way you can both shoot all the way up. That's what NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel are doing between each other. When they need something from each other, they work together to make new chips, or whenever they need.
Because you need to preserve that business. We need to make sure that our common customers, because they left with the customers. We both had the same customers suddenly. And the customers didn't know who to go to. But yes, this was the guy I trusted, and now he's in EY. And okay, then I start working with you. But he doesn't have the product. It's these people. They were completely confused. Our market didn't know what to do. So the biggest risk was actually have another product come into the market. The biggest risk for all of us was, this is a mess. You fight between you. We go with a different player. It wouldn't happen in the short term because we were at the core of their operations, at the PMS, at the so it wouldn't happen. But they were starting to menace. So we have to sit down. Let's agree on what you're going to do and what I'm going to do. This is like the promoter and the construction guy. You are the promoter because the market knows you more than me. But I'm the construction lady because the product is mine. So you can't sell it without me. And we started collaborating. And they grew, and we grew. And we entered the US market. And just after 3 months of our collaboration in Radisson Hotels, which is a big player. So ego doesn't play a role in business. Business is just business. You have to leave emotions a little bit aside sometime, cool down and sit down, okay? And we reviewed the product roadmap. Because one of the things that this team didn't do well in the past, you remember I told you that every customer they would go, they would implement it differently. But then there was not such thing as a product. It was a lie. When SAP came in, and now I go to your comment before. When SAP came in, they showed them the last implementation they had done because they incorporated innovations every time and improvements. So we productivitize, I don't know if that exists in English. We turn it into actual product. We actually split it into modules. You could parse some parts and some others don't. And we built a roadmap for it. So we changed it, and SAP started trusting again. And after a year, I had already left, but after a year, They even invited us to Waldorf to share our advancements. And they hated us 1 year earlier. So that was a huge effort by the team, because as you can imagine, I wasn't the expert doing that.
Yeah, understand. The leader was the product owner, product manager, or something like that. He was not responsible for marketing, or he was responsible both for product development and for marketing.
Who? The guy that left?
Leader, yeah.
The leader that left was responsible for the whole thing. In consulting, typically, the towers, the market units have everyone in the past. They had everyone. They had the guys that sell, the guys that deliver, the guys that maintain. It's all only they have the different. It's typically a matrix, and then you have the specialties: the guy that sell, the guy that but they're all together in the hospitality business unit. And he took everything: people from sales, people from product, everything.
In any case, there is team who are responsible for the products, and there is absolutely different team who is responsible for the market, and he took both.
So he took people from both, because all of them depended from him. I changed that. All the pure technical profiles I put under a pure technical guy. There is a specialty in the technology, same way there is a specialty in sales. So I changed the structure, actually, in that terms. At the beginning, they were all mixed up. Who was the one selling in one customer? Typically would go the leader with the guy that was running the installation in that customer, and that was the selling team. There was no, it just depended upon him. It was pretty much a solo dance with a big ego. That was the thing, you know. So after 9 months, we were back on track. Black numbers. That was I think one of the craziest periods. I've worked typically very hard, but that period was crazy. Customers were at peace. I wouldn't say they were happy. That would be a lie. They had been so angry, it took longer for them to smile again, but at least they were not shouting anymore, which was good. And they were paying the bills. That is very good. Which is what you need, you know? And then you need more love in time. And we had a new sales pipeline. Why? We had an agreement. He was selling our product for us, and we were selling all the other products and services the portfolio of the company had. So we were happy. So you need to know what stage you are. Can they actually leave? No. It's not that you're going to leave them today. You still have some time. Time has to factor in. What is unique about you? What do you have that they don't, that other players don't have? And we pressed hard because you said, let's leave SAP. You know what our unique selling proposition was? That it is SAP. Why? It integrates natively. Is it in English correct? It's a native integration with their core ERP, accounting and everything. And there's many micro movements happening every time in every hotel around the world. So it was, you know, it was a reduced hassle for the business and for the IT guy. He loved it. Everything was natively integrated. Wow, he was very happy. So leaving SAP wasn't such a good thing at that point. Although afterwards we refactored the whole project, the whole product, because for S4. And we did an Angular, you know, the interface of SAP is not friendly enough. So, and then the question, are you really a product? One of the things that also happened in the first case we saw is sometimes people don't know what business they're in. Are we a product business? Are we a services business? Are we a solution which combines the two? What are we? Because you need to have the structures, the numbers, the KPIs towards your business. So these were people that thought they were services and they were actually products. The other way around them is the ones at the beginning. The ones at the beginning thought they were products and they were delivering just services ad hoc, on request. Here you have a product, you take it from the shelf, you customize, go. So they didn't know. And their structure was not made for product. That's why it's important to separate the product when you are a product. And they didn't have that. So you need to know what business you're in, okay? So it's late, we have to go. I had one last thing. Where to start? I thought, oh, I'm surrounded by all these technical people. I'm going to put a formula on the screen. So this is just borrowed. And I actually read it 3 days ago. And I thought, oh, that fits with the presentation. So it's improvising. But I like the formula thing. Because it says, you have to know for whom and why. Once you know that, it says work on the push, work on the pull, has to be bigger than 3 times inertia plus friction, which is a formula. How do you like it? You know, it's the end is math. So here's the guy. You can look for him. He has a blog, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Up, yep. So what is this? Push is when the customer doesn't have any other option, has very little options, or law is changing. So they need to go for the product. Are they going to love you? No, they're going to be grumpy. And the only thing they're going to do, they're going to press for the price to go down because they didn't want to do that. But you have to work on that. That happens sometimes. You have to work on the pool. Pool is a typical place where the startuppers work. Our product is so beautiful. It's so good. There's so many things that people are going to love it, fall in love with it as soon as they see it. But it's not enough. As you can see, the formula is much more complex than just the pool. Okay? You have inertia. This is in Newton's first law of motion. You know? We've always done it this way, good enough. This is old. New times, old behaviors. We're still humans, you know. In human history, from when we were monkeys till now, what is happening now is a second in history. It's nothing. We're still the same. And some of us here, we are a group of privileged people that love innovation, but out there, people are suffering in their lives. So they don't need to change, and they don't need to innovate every morning, like we do, and do interesting things all the time, and travel around the world. No. So we've always done it this way, good enough. That was another problem in the dentist industry. I've always done it this way. To work with you, I have to change my whole process in the clinic. Oof. Oof. You know, and the technical people that work with the dentist, oh, they have to learn new things. Wow, she's too old for this, you know. Friction. Friction is the fear of failure. This is what makes it the 3. When we're afraid of something, we perceive the risk 3 times bigger than it actually is in comparison to the benefits. We're always afraid. This applies also to financial investments. When you act upon fear, you're completely unbalanced. Fear turns into a big monster, and the benefits seem to be smaller and smaller and smaller. This happens also when you try to invest in new things. And that I know because when you raise money for a startup, you know, there's the typical guy that only sees the risk. Okay, so you have to work on all these 4. And then he suggests, oh, no. I don't know why it's going the other way around now. It doesn't matter what I touch. 1 second. I'm not familiar with the app yet. As you can see, I used it for the first time today. Here we go. And slow. And this is the last slide. And there we go. And he says these are the things you have to do. Understand the forces. He calls the forces the 4 things we've seen before. Map those forces and what you're going to do with it, and then deliver your mafia offer, they call it. I think this is very obvious, and he's not adding much value to it. What I found funny is the formula. This is so old business knowledge that you won't even be surprised about it. And that's basically what I had for you. I hope it wasn't too long. There's only 3 cases, and I have a long life, but I hope it helped. So thank you.